Hello again. Just so the thrill of the chase. It doesn't matter how many times you tell people what the truth is, they're still there, and it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I've already talked about, beware the mud. I've explained why the hints in the book will help with the clues in the poem, etc., etc. And I explained about the weird ending and everything else. And I don't know if you just didn't hear or you missed out on that conversation or you never watched the vlogs that these people in the chase did, or went onto the Reddits and those sort of sites, into Rich's sites, etc., and you didn't know what was going on in the front of the chase, which I know is not true because I know you did. I know you were there, even if you were under different names. I know you were there. So the end of the chase. Before the end of the chase, a certain person came into it. Who was that person? Jack. And we were introduced to Jack. How? He was telling us about confirmation bias. He was telling us if you go about your daily life expecting everything that you fucking want to be true, and not seeing what is possible, what is probably really true, you're not going to get the right answers. That's basically what he was saying. Just because you want something to be true, and this is not directed to anybody other than anybody in the thrill of the chase, just because you want it to be true doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that your way of looking at it says that it's true. So you need to understand the confirmation bias that you have and see it from a different point of view. And I said to Trusted when he asked me about, did I look up the word that he was talking about, the synonym? No, the synonym of whatever that long word was, some blah, blah, blah. And I was going to say, well, if you're talking about the con, excuse me, if you're talking about the con and the lie, that, go back to the video, you can see, I was going to say that. If you're talking about the con and the lie, yes. The con and the lie is there was an original version of the poem, and that was synonymed to the con and the lie, or the other words that I was using, but basically the con and the lie. You believe in the con, you believe in the lie. Those words you see, because Forrest told us, words don't mean what you think they do. So the words that you see is the con. Now, if anyone's been conned, they know they didn't win anything. They didn't get anything. They got conned and they lost. So if you have the perfect souls with that poem that is in the Thrill of the Chase book, guess what? You were conned. And your confirmation bias will not let you believe, Trusted, that you were conned. Because those words, listen, those words don't mean what you think they do. Read me what the poem says, and it's game over. Which means the hundreds of thousands of people that entered the Thrill of the Chase, that entered it, could not, Trusted, read to Forrest what the poem said. Because they believed the con. They read that poem as it was written, typed, whatever, printed right in front of them. That's the poem they read, every single one of them. That's the poem they read. They read and believed and fell for the con based on your confirmation bias. You fucking believed what you're reading was the truth, even though it's not. It's not. It's a con. It's a lie. If it's a lie, how can it be the truth? You believe it's the truth because you want to believe it's the truth. And it's not. It's a con. It's a lie. It's a synonym. It's not. It's not. Remember what the chase is about? Fake, original. It's not the truth. And Fprrest said, if you get lost, go back to the beginning. What is the beginning? The beginning is the fucking truth, not the con. The beginning is what was real. The treasure is real. The story is real. The treasure is all faithful. The story is all faithful. That's the truth. That's the beginning. That's the real information before the con. No different than the Bible. There is the real information before the con. And it doesn't fucking matter how much you believe in that con. Doesn't matter. You want to believe the Bible? You want to believe in Jesus? You want to believe in God? Fine. But that is the con. That's the untruth. That's the synonym. That's the thing that is not true. And your confirmation bias will not allow you to believe anything else because you want to believe in the con that is right in front of you. Your confirmation bias, your this is what I know to be true. Without researching what it is you know to be true. Without understanding what it is that you know to be true. The poem that you all read is a con. It is designed to give you the wrong conclusion. That's why it's a con. The Bible is designed to give you the wrong conclusion. That's why it's a con. Now, I'm not saying scripture is. I'm saying the Bible. I'm saying that the religion that you people believe, whatever the religion is a con. It's altered information. Beware the substitute. What is not real? Not the original God, not the original creator, not the original scripture, but the Bible. Not the first draft, but the second draft. The draft that says they won't find it for 1,000 years. Because it's a con. You were never meant with the information that you were given, you were never meant to get the right answer. In the Bible, with the information given, you were never meant to get the right answer. And it doesn't fucking matter how much you jump up and down and scream and say, oh, Jesus this and God that. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter because it's not the truth. You see, I don't give a fuck what it is that I believe. I give a fuck about what the truth is. And if I need the truth, because I'm lost in all this bullshit, I have to go back to the beginning. So when you say that the synonym is the con, yes, the end result is the con. But what was it before the con? That's the information you need to find out. The end result of the Bible is a con, yes. But what was it before the con? What was it before the con, the Bible? And what was it before the scripture that we got? Because before the scripture, there was another truth. And that's how it works. If you get lost, go back to the beginning. And don't stop at the point that you're comfortable at, because that's what you want. your confirmation bias, don't stop at that point. Don't stop at that point. It's pointless because you'll never get a true resolution. Ever. And at some point, your confirmation bias will bite you up the backside. And you will have wasted your life, wasted it, believing something to be untrue, something that you can't affect, something that you can do jack about. Now, again, I'm going to give you the truth. It can only be this. Can't be anything else. Because those are the words. In the beginning was the word. Those are the words that tell you the truth. The words from the Creator. Not my words, not my truth. I don't give a fuck. I find the truth. I tell you the truth. What you do with it, that's up to you. It's not my truth. It's not what I want to believe. It's the truth that is the truth. So when Fprrest tells you to beware the substitute, the thing in place of what was original, when Fprrest tells you to beware that, what is he telling you to beware of? The substitute, the thing that is in place of the original. So, oh look, switch. Where did we just have that? Was it Ben and Ashley? The switch. I don't know. Did we hear it in the thrill of the chase? June never got switched. Who got switched? Who got switched? Well, Skippy was turning alpha. But who got switched? So you're not prepared to just think, hang on, the first thing that came to my mind could be wrong. The second thing that came to my mind could be wrong. The 100th thing that came to my mind could be wrong. You just want to go, oh, I'm so clever. Everything that I think of is the answer. And yet Fprrest says, no one can think my thoughts. So basically, 100% of the time, 100% of the time, all the time, throughout the thrill of the chase, whatever it was that you thought was wrong. You wasted the whole thrill of the chase with the wrong answer because no one can think my thoughts. Nobody is going to think of the thing that I thought. And don't turn around and say, well, how come you thought of it then? I didn't. Fprrest told me. I looked up all the words in that poem. I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it. I did not think to look up all the words in the poem. I didn't think of it. Fprrest told me to. And that's how the chase worked. And that's how it works in the poem when you do it the other way that I do it. Fprrest tells you what the answers are, even if it's not Fprrest writing it. It's attributed. I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. It's attributed to Fprrest. The thrill of the chase is attributed to Fprrest. I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. So we have this switch. Remember, you need to shift, drift, adjust, analyze, able to adapt, all of those things that he said. What's he saying? What the fuck is he saying? Remember, these are the same fucking words. The same words over and over again. So he's saying you need to be able to shift, drift, and adjust. Move with confidence. The one that is best able to adapt. What the fuck is he saying to you? Is he saying the one that is best able to synonym my poem? Remember, deep thinking, searcher using logic. The person who is able to shift, drift, and adjust, move with confidence, all of those things. What is he saying? What the fuck is he saying? Like, it doesn't get any simpler than what I've told you, except you just don't listen. It is crazy that you don't listen. I tell you the same things. Flip flop, swing. Always moving forward because we can't find reverse. We can't find the substitute. Forward, oh, faithful, faithful, forward, faithful, reverse, the substitute. We're always moving faithful because we can't find the substitute. Substitute with confidence. Always moving forward to substitute with confidence. So we did find reverse. We found the reverse of the poem. Remember, this is your confirmation bias. The poem that's in the book, The Thrill of the Chase. Your confirmation bias is this information is going to help me find a chest. When in reality, this information is the con, the lie. You will never, ever, ever trust it. Find that chest with that information. It's not just difficult, it's impossible because it's a lie. It's a con. It's a lure. You are the fish taking the lure. Another one. Another one. That's it. That's where it finishes. That's where it finishes. You wasted all your time. All of it. The whole thrill of the chase. Whatever you did within the thrill of the chase, you wasted. Because all you did was bite on a lure and the fisherman went, whoop, another one. Whee! Let's have another solve. Whoop, another one. Using the same information is not going to get a different result. If the information is flawed, your fucking answer is flawed. So you need to swap with confidence, substitute with confidence, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look. Shift, drift, and adjust. Move with confidence. Substitute, 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 substitute. Synonym, 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 synonym. Over and over. I've given you these words. I have given you for 5 years these words. I told you, when Fprrest says something, he is telling you what it is you need to do, which is why I took out all of those gaps. I moved those words so they were contiguous, continuous, chronological. I used the information that a butterfly is a flutterby because it became an anagram of the word that you had. What was that? Originally? You swapped it. Like the information is right in front of you that tells you this is what it is that I want you to do. Decipher are all the things that I did in the poem. When I looked up the substitute for the word decipher, the synonym for the word decipher, I did that because Fprrest said he synonymed the poem. He looked up all the words because he synonymed the poem. There is no need to look up the words. If you listen, if you have the word to write the poem, why do you need to look them up? You start with the word as. What's the next word? Let me look it up. Oh, I. Oh, there you go. I'll put in I. What's the next word? Have. I'll look that word up. Yep, that's it. Let's have. And I'll put that in. Next word, gone. I'll look that up. What for? What for? Why would you look up all the words in the poem? Why would you do it? Because those words in the poem, they don't mean what you think they do. So, best able to adapt, shift, drift, and adjust. Move with confidence. The shift was up there, remember? Man, I just, same words. Deserve another what? Another substitute, another swap. This is what we need to do in our spiritual journey. Transmute, manifest, alchemize, realign. Talked about a seesaw. You might not remember it, but he fucking did it. He did it. Many words I haven't even told you because you won't even remember. Talked about a yo-yo, remember? Maybe you don't, but he definitely did it. And everyone's like, when he does a scrapbook, it's like, what? What's that got to do with anything? Why is he writing a scrapbook about a yo-yo? Why is he writing one about a whale? Why is he writing one about this? Why is he writing one about that? What's this word got to do with anything? And do you look it up? No. If you walk in somebody's footprint, what are you doing? It's like, it's crazy that people keep saying, I'm the finder. I have all the answers. No, you don't. Forrest had all the answers. Unless you have the same answers as Forrest, you have fuck all because you can't think. You can't think what he thought. Is that a van? A transit van? Who says, listen, I gave you future, remember? This is what I do. I do one and then I do another. Wonderful. Who says I can't what? Substitute the future? Synonym the future? Who says I can't synonym the word the future? Two words, the future, or just the word future? Who says I can't do that? Not me. It's not my truth. I've told you this over and over. It's not my truth. I am telling you this truth. This is the truth. Forrest said this. This is what it means. It's not my truth. It's not what I thought. It's not. This is the truth. Do with it what you want. I don't care. I'm just telling you the truth. The real truth. Not what I think it is. You tell me what you think it is. I tell you the truth. You can do with that what you want. But this is the truth. Who says I can't affect, substitute, the future? Synonym, the future. Who says? Remember, shift, drift, and adjust. Adapt. Talked about fostering, talked about mold. Surrender, I surrender. Is there a proxy in the thrill of the chase? The cover. Ooh, spell work. Bum, bum. What is Jack doing? What is Jack doing? Says it in the poem, but what is he doing? With the locum. What is Jack doing? What did he do? He came in and told you about confirmation bias. I am not lying. Telling you the truth. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with that truth, not mine. What would you rather do? I'm just telling you the truth. It makes me laugh that people don't want to hear the truth. It's like, here it is. Here's the truth right in front of you. This is what Forrest said. This is what Forrest said. These are the things that went on in the chase. As Forrest was talking to you, these are the things that went on. Well, he didn't say reverse. Put in below the home of Brown. Shift, drift, and adjust. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit lonely. Never coming round. Turn around. Do you have to connect the dots? Lilith to give you dot. Adjust, adapt. What's Forrest telling you? Not me. I don't give a shit. I did my bit. These millions, it seems, of words that I gave you over 5 years. From his mouth, best able to shift, drift, adjust, move with confidence, analyze, adapt, best able to adapt, best able to adapt to what? Adapt to what? Like in your mind, what the fuck are you best able to adapt to when you're reading that poem? What's the adaptation you have to make? I'm telling you what the adaptation is. I'm telling you what the adaptation is. Told you over and over. If you can adjust and you can adapt, and you people are flipping, you're beyond belief. Remember? Talked about Taylor Swift. No, he didn't say that. Oh, Morph. Is that a clay figure? Did Forrest talk about a clay figure? Why would he do that? Talk about mold? Did he say? Did he say? Fuck. Did he say? Did Forrest Fenn say to you, find the doctor, find the substitute, find the synonym, find the treasure? What's the fucking synonym? Warm, comfortable, old faithful. Find the doctor, find the synonym, find the substitute. Find the synonym of warm. Find that fucking synonym, the doctor. Find the doctor, find the treasure. Not my words, not my thoughts. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. But fucking listen so I don't waste my time saying the same things over and over and over and over again, telling you the answers, and stop being lazy trying to work it out for yourself. Do the fucking work. Do the work. Because there ain't no way, remember we've just seen it, there ain't no way you're going to align. There ain't no way you're going to be able to transmute, alchemize, and do all the things you need to do to ascend if you're not prepared to do the fucking work. But if you're not prepared to listen, to the truth, not my thoughts. I'm not telling you my thoughts. I'm not telling you my thoughts. I'm not telling you my opinions. Not telling my opinions. I'm telling you the truth. Here's the truth right in front of you. I never wrote any of this. It's got nothing to do with me. I never wrote any of it. But there it is. The truth of the synonym of warm, the doctor. You find the doctor. If you find the doctor, you were told. If you find the fucking doctor, you were told, you find the treasure. Stop making excuses because you think, therefore I am. You think, therefore I am. You think you know everything. You think you know the answers. In a situation where you were told you can't have the answers. It's impossible for you to have the answers. In any way, shape, or form, it's impossible for you. Listen, this is what you're told. It's impossible for you to have the answers because you cannot think my thoughts. Anything. Doesn't matter how small it is or how grand it is. You never thought what Fprrest Fenn was thinking. You never thought that. He told you couldn't. He told you would have to listen to him and he will tell you the answer. He will tell you the answer. Listen. He will tell you the answer. He will tell you the answer. Bible, through the chase, it doesn't matter. He will tell you the answer if you listen. If you do the work. If you make the fucking effort, which is worth the cold. If you do it. If you're stuck out in the cold, because nobody believes you, nobody listens to you, and nobody gives a shit. But in the end, your effort will be worth it, because at some point, the penny will drop. You find the doctor, you find the treasure. You find the synonym, you find the substitute, you find the treasure. No one else is going to find it. No one else is going to find it because they're not listening, and they think that everything they think is true. Impossible. Impossible in this scenario, because nobody can think what he thought. It's pointless thinking of anything. Give it up. It's pointless of thinking of anything because it's not going to be the same thing that Forrest thought. I never thought what Fenn thought. I listened to him and I did what he did. And I did what he said. And what I wanted and what I thought was irrelevant. And what I say about the world is irrelevant because it's not what Fenn was thinking. Simple as that. It's just not. It's not what Father is thinking. As simple as that. It's just not. And unless he tells me, whatever it is that I think is irrelevant, because he already knows the answer. I don't. If he doesn't tell me the answer, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. If Fenn doesn't tell me the answer, I'm screwed. You're screwed. So you find the doctor, you find the treasure. Fashion, turn to the left. Fashion, turn to the right. Ooh, fashion. Remember? Not my word, his words. How are you going to alchemize? Well, I'm talking about a spiritual journey along with solving the thrill of the chase. And in none of it is it what I was thinking. Got nothing to do with me. I never thought of anything. I just looked at what I was told and acted on what I was told. Because the creator, the person that creates it, obviously knows more than I do. Life, the person that created it, obviously knows more than I do. The thrill of the chase, the person that created it obviously knows more than I do. And when you can't think their thoughts, but they can think yours, you better fucking listen. You better listen. You can't take no more, Captain. Star trekking across the universe. Give me warp 9. Can't, Captain. It's breaking apart. You needed, fucking hell, trusted. You needed a substitute solve. Listen, this is correct. You needed a correct solve. Not only does correct mean old faithful, not only does it mean that, old faithful, not only does it mean old faithful, which is a synonym of doctor, not only does it mean that, it's a substitute. If your solve was that poem, sorry, you needed, yeah. Hang on. You needed a substitute poem to give you the correct solve. You needed a different poem. Read me what the poem says, and it's game over. Fuck's sake. Read me what the poem says. You needed a substitute poem, a correct poem, which has the doctor, which is a synonym of the answer. So you needed a correct solve. Affect the future. Is H. Have a do-over. Oh, look, it's that bloke again. Set. Control. Same fucking words. Star trekking across the reword. Put a different word there. Remix. Do a remix. Turn it down, Maz. Turn it down. Respectable. Rewrite. Respectable. Going to pull the chest. I'm going to pull it. Listen, fuck's sake. Listen, I'm going to pull the chest. What did he do? What did he do? Did we see the real chest? Did we see the real chest? Or did we see a substitute? I'm going to pull that chest. Did we see the real chest? Did we? Or did we see a substitute? Were you told the fucking truth? Were you told the truth? Were you told the truth? Were you told the truth? Don't argue with it. Here it is. Were you told the truth? Yes. You were told the chest would be substituted. You were told that. You jumped up and down. You made a whole load of fuss, but you were told the truth. You were told the chest would be substituted. That's what you were told. That's what you were told. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say is the truth. Here is the truth, right here, right in front of you, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now. You were told the truth. You were told it. You were told it. You told it. You told it. I don't know, but I've been told. And I said to you, did he pull or did he push it? Ooh, push it. And push it good. Push it real good. Ooh, push it. Push it good. Push it real good. Ooh, push it. Push it good. I don't know. I told you. I told you. I fix things and I know stuff. That's what I do. I substitute things. It's worth knowing what is worth knowing and what isn't. I fix things and I know stuff. Oh, faithful. I fix things, I substitute things, and I know stuff. Old faithful. I know old faithful stuff. I fix things, I substitute things, and I know old faithful stuff. Told you. 2 conversations. I'm giving you 2 conversations. I am saying 2 different things at the same time. Forrest Fenn, remember? 2 different things at the same time. I'm telling you this. This is the truth. I fix, I substitute things, and I know stuff, old faithful. Don't mess with my stuff, my old faithful stuff. Remember the leaf in the court case? Who's the cook? Was Forrest the cook? Did he cook stuff? Did Forrest cook stuff? If I should succeed in this mission, follow. Follow that car. Eject. Eject. And I watched the plane travel and into the cast, whatever it's called, cask. When he ejected. Hard magic you do. Shake, baby, every time. Dee, 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 dee. Who's that? Is that, what's his name? Winston? What was his name? Carlton. Carlton. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What did he say? See how high he'd bounce? Did he change the words in the book? And you had to understand what the fuck he was saying. Did he substitute those words? See how high the bully would bounce? That jar of whatever it was. Bang, you don't listen. But it's fucking good. Whoever did this? He's a model and he's looking good. He's a substitute and he's looking good. Down. I'd like to understand. The show must go on. The substitute must go on. The world is a stage, and everybody plays a Pony Express. I mean, read the fucking book. He tells you something, then he says, I mean, I mean, I mean, I'm just having fun. I'm going to throw my body on that chest and dare you to come and find me. I wonder what substitutes he used then. Come and find me. I'm going to throw my body on that chest. What does that mean? With my last gasping breath. Oh, how do you manifest? Bam, 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 bam. Uh-oh. Mirror, mirror on the wall. And hint of riches, new and old. And substitute of riches, new and old. Were they different words? Did he substitute those words in the poem? Did I tell you those words yesterday? Or day before? Or whenever it was? Did I tell you rich cheese? No. Did I tell you new and old? Did I tell you those different ones? Did I tell you what new was? Did I tell you what old was? Future? Of faithful? Did I tell you what they were? Can I affect the future? Did we just see it? Did we hint it? Yes, we did. Mark. Who the heck is Mark? I don't know, but it will be revealed. Can I get a witness? Witness. Remember the two witnesses I was talking about? It could be two doctors for all you know. The witness has to be in the right place at the right time. Told you about two witnesses. I said. You don't want to listen? Fine. Fine. I didn't know whether to put out a signal or not. Oh no, the Temple Mount. I have 3 books and a project in my desk. 3 books and a substitute in my desk. Who's the substitute? Who's the substitute? Hey, Jack. Got Jack? You got nothing. Hey, I got chills. They're multiplying. And I'm losing control. 'Cause the power I'm supplying, it's electrifying. You better wake up if you want to read what the poem says. 'Cause the joke is all on you. You better wake up. You better understand. No one reads it like I do. I got more and better things to do. You're the one that I want. You're the one that I want. Honey. Read me. Listen, Trusty. Not being horrible. I'm just saying. Listen. Read me what the poem says, and it's game over. Synonym me, substitute me, what the poem says, and it's game over. Find the doctor, find the treasure. Again, I'm telling you the truth. Which are the words that Fenn said, not mine. The exact words what Fenn said. I explain them to you, and you ignore it. Synonym me what the poem says, and it's game over. Find the doctor, find the treasure. Find the substitute, find the treasure. Find the synonym, find the treasure. Synonym me what the poem says, and it's game over. Because he looked up all the fucking words in that poem and he synonymed them. And that's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. Not years and years and years, not 10 years. Remember, my first words when I was coming into this chase was, how come this chase has gone on so long? Like, why would I bother? Why would I bother? Listen, please listen. I'm sick of it. Why would I bother trying to solve the poem the way that everybody else solved the poem? Because it's been going 9 years and nobody has solved it. Like, if I read the poem the same way that everybody else reads the poem, trusted, I read the poem the same way that everybody else reads the poem, I'm not going to find it because it's been 9 fucking years and nobody's found it. Reading the poem the way that it's written. So read me what the poem says and it's game over. These are the words that Forrest used. That's why I did the poem in the way that I did it. And you people were going, fucking idiot. Oh, you can't do that. Forrest said this, Forrest said that. No, I know exactly what Forrest said. Precisely what Forrest said. I followed it precisely, word for word, by the book, by the numbers, to the nth degree. Everything that Forrest said, I did. That's why I solved it. Because listen, I didn't think that I knew the answers. What I thought was Forrest knew the answers. I didn't think I knew the answers. What I thought was the creator knows the answers. Fucking created it. Must know it. The creator of the thrill of the chase must know the answers. Why am I trying to find out, think, imagine, check, search for? Remember, you don't chase, you attract. The answers will come to me. I want the answer will come to me. Who has the answers? Forrest, Fenn, Father. Okay? They'll tell me the answers will come to me. How is it that they will tell me the answer? Well, for Forrest, it's in a poem. That's how they'll tell me the answers, and in the interviews that were done. For Father, it's not in the Bible. The Bible was written by man. Not in the Bible. Not there. It's not there. Excuse me. Major confirmation then. It's not there. So if you get lost, go back to the beginning. So again, I'm telling you the truth. It has an answer, a real answer, a truthful answer that cannot be denied unless you have confirmation bias, unless you don't want to believe it because it doesn't suit your agenda of you being correct. Remember, you need a correct solve, you need a substitute solve. Substitute me what the poem says, and it's game over. Find the doctor, find the treasure. Find a synonym, find the treasure. So, again, told you the truth. Oh, the ham. Remember he talked about a substitute about ham? I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I am not lying. But he just tells you. He just puts it right in front of you and says, there's your answer. And you're like, what the fuck is that all about? Because you're not listening. Oh, that reminds me of what's coming up later. Remember that sound? He's a model and he's looking good. Do, 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 do. Your effort will be worth the cold. What does that mean? Your effort will synonym worth. Hey, what does worth mean? Do, 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 exposed. Confirmed. It's substituted. Yep, true. Listen, told you. I told you. Told you the truth. Confirmed. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, those, all of those. Confirmed. Substituted, confirmed. I told you what the answer was. I told you, I said what it was. I said if somebody got confirmed and realized it was Old Faithful, that's why that was right. That's why it's correct. That's why it's correct. Here is confirmed. The substitute of Old Faithful, which is what I told you in that video. Go back and watch it if you want. Not, all of it, but so if you confirm it, if you just like correct, if you corrected it, then you have a correct solve. Swapped it. If you've confirmed it, it's confirmed. If you synonymed it, oh no, it's too far up. Oh no, it's not there. If you synonym me what the poem says, and it's game over. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Say what you remember. Say so. Say. Same words. Same words. Oh. Oh, hey, K-Pro, you're going to be vindicated. That's what you said. It's exactly what you said. Exactly what you said. These words are all in the thrill of the chase, or been done in the thrill of the chase. Can I make it happen? Can I substitute it, the word it, remember I showed you it in those videos that I did ages ago. Can I substitute the word it? Can I make it happen? So can I substitute the word it, or can I substitute the words it happen? Can I make it happen? Justified and ancient, and they drive an ice cream van. Listen, I gave you this information. Peggy, Peg, Pearl, Margaret did a video of a person that's in the thrill of the chase named Peggy. Peggy, Peg, Pearl, Margaret. What did I do with that name? What did I do with that name? I substituted the name that we know, and I put in the names that you don't know. Why? Because it's a substitute. The name itself is a substitute. In other words, it means substitute, synonym. Do, 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 do. Make somebody believe, lead you to believe. Is that a con? Let's go for it. Ooh. Oh, go back the other way. Ooh. I give you title to the gold. I substitute you title. What did I tell you? Like years and years ago. I substituted the word give. I give you title to the gold. No, I substituted the word title, ownership of the deed. I substitute you title to the gold. I'm not lying, I'm not making it up. They're not my thoughts. It's not my truth. The truth is give here right in front of you. Give right here right in front of you is substitute. I substitute you title to the gold. Ownership of the deed. So changed that bit. So I changed that bit. Even though give. Don't forget the parade. The parade ground. I mean, I haven't talked about this word cool much, to be honest, but oh, the shadow knows. The substitute knows. Jack knows. The substitute knows. The shadow knows. I don't talk about the word cool much, but remember, he did a whole thing about it. He called that old lady. Called her. And then she was no longer there. Ah, pose in, not posy. Strike a posy. Oh, I bet some people wanted to do that. Strike a posy. For the cover, not just the cover that, was talked about in the Thrill of the Chase, but the dust cover. The chest at Heritage. What did heritage substitute to? The second, the minute hand. Which second string? Fingers? Plan B? I don't like making plans antagonistic to freedom. Have a plan B. Plan B? What? No, no, not plan B. The whip, not the whip. I wanted to give you substitute out of depression. I wanted to give you synonym out of depression. I don't know. I don't know, but I've been told. I remember Mike keep going on about, oh, what's all this about the devices? What's all this about the devices? As much as any man can measure, there's only one way in. There's only one substitute in. There's only one substitute in. What does that mean? What does that mean? Talked about the method and the recipe and everything, but there's only one substitute in. What does that mean? There's only one word for the word warm that's going to get you the answer. And when I say word, I mean it's classed as a word, even though it's like 2 words, 3 words, 5 words. There's only one word. There's only one way in, as far as I know. As far as I know. As far as I know. Like I'm telling you, there's only one way, but 2 words is 1 word. So as far as Forrest knows, as far as he knows, the word Old Faithful is 1 word because it's the word Old Faithful, not the words Old Faithful. So as far as he knows, because that's how it's written, it's the truth. As far as he knows, there is only one substitute in. You can only put one substitute in. Well, I think if you put in Old Faithful where warm is, and you try and look for another, there isn't, is there? Because that's where it is. So there's only one way in, which is one synonym, one substitute. There's only one substitute that you can put in there. When you synonym that poem, read me what the poem says and it's game over. When you synonym that poem, synonym me what the poem says and it's game over because there's only one substitute, which is Old Faithful. Now, I'm not lying. I told you the truth. I've given you the information that you should have been able to work out for yourself. But you don't want to alchemize. You don't want to transmute. You don't want to align. You don't want to manifest. You don't want to do anything because you're too fucking lazy and you're too fucking clever. You're too much of a narcissist or whatever it is that is your issue. But remember, I'm the mirror. I'm the agitator. Remember the mirror? I'm the substitute. I'm the substitute for you. You see me in the way that you want to see me, but I see you in the potential that you have to be just like me. Now, I'm not saying that I'm good or anything to be. I'm saying if you want your fucking best life, shut the fuck up and listen. Shut up and listen. If you want your best life, remember, this was for you to have your best life. This was for you to have your best life. You were concerned about finding a chest of gold, treasure, whatever it is, for your best life. And you fucked that up because whatever reason you fucked that up with, because you didn't listen. Whatever made you not listen is what fucked it up for you. Now, you have the ability to learn from that mistake, the thrill of the chase. And in the real, remember, thrill is life, the life of the chase. In the real life, the real thrill, you have a chance to fucking listen to the creator. Remember, this is one creator doing this, another creator doing life. The life of the chase. You spent your life chasing. You don't chase, you attract. The creator is telling you don't chase, you attract. The other the thrill of the chase creator is telling you to chase. The real creator is telling you to attract. There is only one way. I am the life and the way. The only way to my Father is through me, not me. In the things that I do, the things that I say. Because it's the method. The only method to my Father is through me. Through the things that I do. Through. Because through me is the method, the way, the life, the thrill. Because you gotta move closer. Move your body real close until we see Satan's greatest trick. What's his trick? I've been telling people on their channels. Satan's greatest trick. What is his trick? It is the substitute. It is the substitution of our Creator for someone named God. Someone named Jesus. His greatest substitute is to replace the true Creator. I'm not joking. I don't like making substitutes. It's antagonistic to freedom. In the Medium magazine. Hang on, that's a bit of coincidence, isn't it? Step by step. That's a bit of coincidence. Jack, the substitute, the stand-in, was in the Medium article. Read me what the poem says. Read, solution, read, method, read, solution, substitute. Listen, it's simple. Solution, substitute, synonym. Solution. What's the solution? What's the solve? The solve is substitute, synonym. This solution, answer, solve, whatever, is read me what the poem says and it's game over. These are the same words, the exact same words. Let's go on the golf course. Oh, somebody hacked my phone. Somebody's hacked my computer. Somebody swapped my phone. All in. Last bets. Oh, was I talking about an election? It doesn't matter which one you choose. It don't matter. You can swap them. You can swap them. Oh, look, there's that call again. Ring, ring. There's a ring missing. Why don't you give me a call? Do, 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 do. Ring, ring. Stare at the phone on the wall. Do, 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 do. Ben, look, a lurker. Dodge. Subterfuge. Remember that word? The wiles and the tracks of nature. Remember that word? Craft. 3 books and a project. 3 books and a project. Bang. Talk about the prime ministers and this. Bump, bump, bump. Oh, a legate. The mouthpiece. Oh, surrogates. Dang. Remember the front? I was in, told you the facade and that was Delta and Hamilton, whatever it was, where YAHUAH is. Oh, well, there. Oh, look, the vicar. The broker. The lawyer. Carl, hello. What you been doing lately? The trustee. Was there a trust? Oh, maybe there was. Officer. Ah, the person in the middle. Who's that? Who that? Forrest. He was a person in the middle. Oh, me, in the middle. Who that? Who that there? Who that? Who that? Oh, that Peg. Peg Proctor. Wow. Both the names are substitutes. Oh, look. I am the truth seeker and the truth speaker. I am the truth substitute. I am the person that takes the truth that you know to be fucking true and tell you the real truth. I tell you the real truth. You might not like it. I don't give a shit. But it's the real truth. Because the story is real. The treasure is real. True. I am not an actor. Trust me. My father, not mine, I'm telling you the truth, of Forrest Fenn. Major Forrest Burt Fenn. Is that the truth? I'd have to ask Bill if that was the truth. My father was a principal. Remember the mouth? Remember the mouth? Scrapbook about the mouth. Oh no, who's a prophet? The sound of the voice. Whoa, Ultravox. It's the sound of the voice. How powerful is the voice? How powerful is the voice? When it is speaking truth, when it is authentic, when it has nothing to prove, doesn't want to prove, doesn't want to substitute anybody's ideas or thoughts, just here is the truth. Don't fight with me. Don't argue with me. I don't want to argue and fight about it. I just want to tell you the truth, and you can do whatever you want with it. Do whatever you want with it. Listen, don't care. But I'm not going to argue with you about whether you're correct in your opinion or assumption or your bias. Just going to tell you what the truth is. Just going to tell you. And then you do what you want with that truth. Because it's the truth. It can't be argued. It can't be argued. Here it is. Here it is. There's Peg Proctor right in front of you. Nothing I've said. Nothing I've thought. There it is. There it is. What took us so long to find each other, babe? Same words. Forrest made sure that all the girls knew. You can't see that. All the girls knew he was the marble substitute. What's a marble? What do we call a marble? A blue marble. Is it home? Is it the earth? Is it the earth? Am I an earth champion? Do I become the champion who will fight for earth? 100%. I am a marble champion. I am a warrior. Literally, am a warrior. Not a spin doctor. Find the doctor. Find the treasure. Is the kidney an organ? The organ. The middleman. The man in the middle. And the man in the mirror. That's me. And the speaker. I haven't lied. I've told you the truth over and over and over. I am all the things that I say I am because it's the truth. I'm the big shot. Not me. On my channel. Need a vehicle, Forrest. 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 Forrest, you needed a vehicle. Oh, you needed a substitute. You needed a substitute for the word what? War? And the other words? Did Forrest need a vehicle? I'm asking you so you can think for yourself. Is this true? I'm just telling you the truth. You just have to think of the truth yourself. Did Forrest tell you that he needed a vehicle? Did he tell you that? Now you have the word vehicle. Did he get that vehicle? Remember, there's only one way in. Did he get that vehicle? The one way in, the way. Did he get the way? Like, I needed a way. I needed a way to put a chest of treasure out in the Rocky Mountains and make it so nobody would find it in 1,000 years. I needed a vehicle. Oh, I need a PR officer, a press agent. So he said, so many links and chains north of Santa Fe. So that means so many synonyms, substitutes, north of Santa Fe. Is that what he was telling you? Is that what he was telling you? Is it possible that the truth is he needed a substitute that was more than 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe? There is a name north of Santa Fe, or names, and he needed substitutes for them because he could not tell you where they were. I know, just telling you, oh, look, the referee. Substitution, the switch. The switch. What would you rather be? Which? You rather be the switcher? The switch. The switch. Would you rather be the switch? Of course you would. Of course you would. Would you rather be the original? Would you rather be the substitute? The substitute? Or would you rather be the original? Remember, do you want to be the one who is switching? Or do you want to be the one that is switched? Do you want to be the substitute? Or do you want to be the original? Do you want to be the one who is switched? And we'll come to that. Forrest did a scrapbook on it. Bum, bum. Turn around every now and then. I get a little bit lonely because you're never coming round. Turn around. A lieutenant? No, he didn't use that, did he? The second the minute hand. Oh, mate. Was he an aide? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Here is a word that I gave you over and over and said that I was a fucking good wingman. I was a good substitute. Who am I substituting for? Not Jack. I am substituting for the creator. Who am I substituting for? I am substituting for the creator. Major Forrest Burke Fenn. Father. I am substituting for the creator. The answers I already know. So, I am a good wingman. There is a mission. I am going to make sure it succeeds. There was a mission. I made sure it succeeded. The truth is the truth. I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm just telling you the truth. Wing man. Oh, the secretary. Put him up. Put him up. The gopher. Ah, the minion. Did he do a scrapbook on that? Minions? Minions, anybody? Anybody the minions? A poodle? A poodle? A poodle? Oh, you piece of shite. Don't kid. Oh no, the second fiddle. Written by a hired hand. Written by a hired hand. Running bear, running white dove, who was an aide-de-camp. Running bear, running white dove, who was an aide-de-camp. Was it Forrest? Ha, he knows all about Robinson Crusoe. Oh no! There's a second Barbara. I mean, a banana. He was the go-to guy, the go-to person. Ah, Philadelphia. Stick out like a sore thumb, PA. Ah, the satellite, the song satellite, the satellite. Remember the satellite? Which page? Which page? Roy Squire? Which subject? Okay. Again, I say to you, if, oh no, what are they called? Kachina dolls. If you're at this point and you still haven't gone, the fucking hell, how simple was that? I wish I'd have thought of that. Then there's something wrong with you. Because if you still think that you know what happened in the Thrill of the Chase, told you, there's only two people probably know more about the Thrill of the Chase than me. And they're both creators. The Shadow knows. Who's the Shadow? Who's the Shadow? The wingman. Who's the wingman? Hello? Told you I was a wingman. Run, Forrest. We got a runner. Bang. Running bear, running white dove. Ah, bottom person on the totem pole. Is that the wood? He's a model and he's look. This is going to be a long one. I hope you've already sped it up. I'll put it on the front of the thing anyway. I'm going to do it. It's going to be long because there's loads. Oh, look. running bear, running white dove. Imagination is more important than the knowledge. Because with the imagination, you can substitute. Substitute. You can substitute. With the knowledge, what is the knowledge, Trusted? What is the knowledge that you have? The knowledge that you have is that poem in the book, The Thrill of the Chase. That's the knowledge that you have. But, an important word. But is a very important word. With the knowledge in the book, The Thrill of the Chase, in that poem, the knowledge is so useless. It's a bloody useless. It's a no good. It's a bloody no good. You don't want to take that very much important. It's a no good. It's a knowledge, it's a no good. It's an imagination you want. You want the substitute to read me what the poem says. Read me what the poem says, and it's game over. Capital. Oh, it's sa fortune. Ah, the property, as much as any man can measure. Come on, Carlson, whatever your name is, Carlton. Stop dancing. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Da, 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 da. And hint of, what did I say earlier at the beginning, at the top? New and old. What did I say? And hint of substitutes, new and old. Oh, makes sense now, doesn't it? What? Riches means substitute? What? Yes, it does. And I hear people saying, oh, yeah, but riches was salt, and riches was this, and riches was that, and riches was the other. So you want to substitute then. Listen, you want to substitute then, but when it comes to the real substitute, the synonym of riches, you're not interested. It's crazy, it's stupid. It's a good job I'm brave. I don't take any notice of what people think. I just go on the truth. I don't care what you think. Because the truth can't be beaten. Love can't be beaten. Simple. That's it. That's it. Like, you cannot change my mind, because my mind, this mind, in the one consciousness, you can't change it. Because my mind is the big mind. And the big mind knows everything. Omnipotent. Past, present, future, outside of space-time, whatever. In all those places. So whatever the truthful answer is, with all that is known, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the truth. The truth. The truth is on fire. So hint of riches, substitute, read me what the poem says, and it's game over. Substitute me what the poem says in your what? In my imagination. Listen, these are the words that Fprrest Fenn gave you. These are the words that mean what Fprrest Fenn said. Because they make sense. Of all the things that Fprrest Fenn, of all the things he said. Simple minds. It's simple. Old faithful minds. Simple. You are simple. Of all the things he said. Imagination is more important than knowledge. The poem in the book, The Thrill of the Chase, is the knowledge you have. But the imagination helps you read the poem Read me what the poem says and it's game over. The imagination, the substitute, helps you read what the poem says and it's game over. 2020, game over. Done. Finished. Everything that you people say with regard to the thrill of the chase and the solve, do not align, transmute, alchemize, blah, blah, blah. Do not do any of that with what Fprrest said. But everything that I have said, everything that I said does align with what Fprrest said, and it no longer becomes Fprrest speak. It becomes truth. It becomes a language that you understand. To be, what do you understand it to be? English or American? It was done for an English major. What do you understand it to be? English or American? So I tell you the truth, which makes absolute sense with what Fprrest told us that you said was Fprrest speak, contradictory, you couldn't understand it, nobody knows what he's talking about, don't they? Don't they? I think it's simple. As I shift, drift, adjust, put one substitute on the other. One's here, here's wall, and then you go down, another substitute, go down, another substitute, and they are continuous, contiguous, and chronological. Were those the words Fprrest used? Yes. Do they mean the same thing? Yes. Well, of course, then, what he was saying is the correct answer, and it has nothing to do with the sentence. The sentence doesn't need to make sense because you're trying to understand something that you're not using your imagination for. You're using your knowledge. You're using, I know what continuous means, I know what contiguous means, and I know what chronological means. But that's not what Fprrest said to you. He said, don't use your knowledge. Use your imagination. Read me, imagination, what the poem says, and it's game over. Now, I've told you all the truth, and I've told you all the words that tell you this is how it was done. And it explains the Fprrest speak. And you still, la, 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 la. The fuck's wrong with you? Pull your fingers out your fucking ears. Don't try to be the fucking be all, know all, whatever. Accept the truth and walk in the way of the truth, which is his way. The one way in. Not God, not Jesus, because that is the knowledge. That is not the imagination working. That's the knowledge. And that's, unfortunately, how it is. Remember, I said worth. Your effort will be worth. Substitute worth. Be is substitute. Worth is substitute. Substitute worth. Same thing. Same thing. You're just not listening the way. These are the same words. Remember the analog? What was that? Loran, whatever it was that you're talking about. Another word, other word. In other words, in other news, royalty, always thought I deserved a throne. Royalty, inheritor, always thought I deserved a throne. Purple. If you know the thrill of the chase, you know what that's all about. Wingman. To follow a follower and to follow. next in line, and could be. It was never a substitute in the family. It was never an issue. So don't see the word issue. See the word that was there originally, the original, not the word issue, the original word. Put in the original word, a bit like tenacity. I was never short tenacity. Jackie Kennedy was easy. Don't see the knowledge that you have in my imagination. Put in your imagination. Jackie Kennedy was not easy. She was faithful. Bang! A chip off the old block. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Do, do, do. What's the sequel? What is the sequel? Hello, son. Hello, daughter. Low hanging fruit. Get. It was hid in. These are the. I told you these things over and over. I told you them. It was hid in kin. It was hid in synonym. Oh, the line. Have to draw a line in the sand. Remember the substitute teacher? Remember it? I'm not lying. Read the book. Read it. Read the book. The phone was all the way down the fucking other end. I never said she was a. I said my dad said she was a. And just my imagination running away with me. Remember the parallel? Again, same. Ah, they will forgive us that one small foible. Last match. It was our last synonym. And we burnt the map. It's our last synonym. They call me Mellow Fellow. Quite right. Remember the twin? How many souls people had with twins in them? How many? What were the GPS coordinates? What were the GPS coordinates? What were they? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Don't do it! Don't smack him over the face again. Hang on. Is that the right way? Yeah, that's the right way. Bang! The answers. Listen, I'm fucking lying. You're not listening. The answers I already know. The substitutes, the synonyms I already know. Done it tired. Remember weak. Weak. I've done it tired. Now I'm weak. The substitutes I already know. I've done it. And now I'm Old Faithful. Ditto. That went through a phase in the chase. People putting ditto everywhere. Ditto. They call me ditto. Dead ringer for love. Dead ringer for love. Copy. Claude. Brother. Spit. Ooh, someone's in spitting distance. A pair? Get enough for a pair? Not in this game. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the substitute of them all? I am the mirror. I am the wingman. I am in the middle. Everything that I've said to you, is true. True. Well, I'm not a sister. Partner. Two peas in a pod. Remember them that Forrest talked about? Half acre. What? Half acre? Carbon? What? The other half. The Pikachu. Oh no. Remember that scrapbook? The doppelganger? Fred. Okay, Fred. Now you're a yaga. Okay, Fred. Or Fred. Whatever. Remember the doppelganger? The twins, the dummy? Remember the waxworks? I don't know, but I've been told Forrest Fenn done hit some gold. The evil twin? Dang. Dead ringer for love. 2 peas in a pot. Mr. Tallyman, tally second banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Daylight come and me want go home. Do 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 do. Daylight come and me want go home. The thrill of the chase is fake. 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 It's a substitute for something else. A substitute for something else. Not everything in the chase, but the chase was fake. The chase was fake. Told by the person who created it. Life, remember, the thrill of the chase. Life is fake. Told by the person who created it. Remember, you will follow false idols, blah, 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 blah. You were told the answers he already knows. You were told the answers he already knows. And you were told, well, what were you told? What were you told? It was fake. And it's a recreation, from the creation that was to the creation that is. It was a recreation. Remember, everybody says, oh, no, let's use Forrest first. It's my story, only the names of places have changed. And everybody said, and Cindy said, because she uses big words, it's a such and such because it's the same story, whatever that word is. It's the same story. Oh no, look what's next. R, Jim lad. Remember the R up the top? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. What took us so long to find the pirate baby? Here it is. Remember, got the pirate with the treasure, and we've got the doctor with the treasure. And he didn't know whether we found the treasure or not. Hang on. You got Captain Kidd, the pirate, didn't know if he found the treasure or not. Ah, maybe it's because he's not the doctor, the doctor. Maybe the doctor can find the treasure. Maybe the pirate didn't find the treasure, or did he? Well, he should have found it. But then Forrest didn't say, find the pirate, find the treasure. He said he wouldn't have minded being a pirate. Oh, he was. He was a pirate. So, pirate, did I find the treasure or not? Doctor, you will find the treasure. Isn't that what Forrest said? Find the doctor, find the treasure. Never said find the pirate, find the treasure. Although he wasn't sure if he found it or not as the pirate. The second and minute hand. Oh, I've got a flat. A flat. Oh, look. Look. The virtual reality. Is that what I said? Is that what I sent to Forrest? Is that what I told you I did? Did I say to you that I told Forrest that he could still imagine the world, still get around because he said he couldn't get out as much and go to those places? He could do it in virtual reality. In my imagination, you could have one of them goggles and have the smell of pine and sage and those things, and you could pretend you were where you're talking about. Do, 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 do. The deputy. The locum. The locum. More seconds. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no. Do they know it's Christmas at all? Feed the world. Let them know it. Oh, it is. It's Christmas time now. Confirmation. But is that? Oh no. But is that is that the truth? Remember, riches, riches, riches. I see no sticky riches. New and hint of riches, new and old. Though, though it's the same. Oh no, on the jury. Foster, not Jodie Foster. Fresh, exciting, so exciting to me. Yeah, same words, same words. Dumme, a dumme. The leftovers of history. Remember, same words, same words, same words, only a different word. Remember when he's talking about going to the edge on the periphery, the peripheral? Never been to the edge, how will you know? If you've never been to the edge of a hole, how will you know? How will you know what? What's in there? How deep it is? If I was younger, if I was a substitute, I'll go back and get it myself. If I was younger, I will go back and get it myself. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? Not over and over, but over and above. Above and beyond. It's fake. It's fake. It's false. It was faked. A counterfeit. A phony. The plastic. Remember the plastic? Plastic was plastic. Forged in the fire. Not forged as in, oh, look. All those who played Call of Duty. They're a bit fishy. They're a bit fishy, them. They're a bit fishy. Them cod. He's a model and he's cooking good. The Spanish substitute factory. Do, 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 do. A pirate. A virtual. What's this? Sissy? Sissy? Is it virtual Sissy? Is it in the chest? A coin that was bit? Dang. Oh, look, is there a trial going on? Cast? Of course there's a trial going on. Of course there is. Up there and down here. Dang. Oh no. The gingerbread. Why would you talk about gingerbread? Why? Why would you talk about gingerbread? Don't know. Don't know. Why would you talk about gingerbread? It's imaginary. Gingerbread is imaginary. The devil's greatest trick. You're wrong. You're wrong, Mario. You're wrong. Yep, I am. You're wrong. It's all a hoax. Ah, some people think it's a hoax. Well, if you think it's a hoax, why are you still looking? If you think it's a synonym, why are you still looking? Sorry, Forrest. I didn't know you want me to tell the answer. Get out into the woods. If you think it's a hoax, if you think it's a synonym, why are you still looking? Something must be obvious to you by now. If you think it's a hoax, why are you still looking? Something must be old faithful to you by now. If you think it's a hoax, why are you still looking? If you think it's a synonym, why are you still looking? Why are you still looking? Looky, looky. They're not my words. Not my words, not my thoughts, not my bias, not mine. It's nothing to do with me, as I've told you many times. Nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you the truth. These are his words, not mine. If you think it's a hoax, why are you still looking? Why? Why? Like, if you think it's a synonym, you should have got a synonym by now. Oh, something must be obvious to you. Forrest is talking to the finder. Is he? What makes you say that? Remember the word lead? Is there a lead searcher? Define the word lead. Where do we get that word from? Like these words that you've been given. Where do we get the word lead from? Is there a lead searcher? Define the word lead. If you define the word lead, that would have really got him in trouble. Is there a lead searcher? Dang, it was good. It was good. Lead, lead, lead. Doctored is corrected. You need a correct solve. What are we saying? What are we saying? What are we saying about Hollywood? What are we saying? What are we saying? What are we saying? What are we saying about Hollywood? What are we saying? What are we saying? Dang, the truth is the truth, and the truth is on fire. The truth is the truth, and the truth is on fire. The truth is the truth, and the truth is on fire. What are we saying about Hollywood? What are we saying about Hollywood? When they give us these films and say, this is a factual account, this is a true account of what happened so many years ago. It's a whole load of crock. I've been affected by the future. Oh, look, who's that? Who dat? Who dat? That me? That me? Janice? January? January, do 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 do, sick and tired. You've been hanging on me, do 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 do. You make me sad with your lies. Woo, Two-Faced, Janus, Mars. They were the gods that the Romans worshipped before, I don't know, and Jupiter, before this fake Zeus and everything else came along from the Greeks. The Greeks. Oh no, in the hollow, Sleepy Hollow. Bad, I'm bad, you know it. You know I'm bad, bad, bad. You were stolen as a child. Quack, quack, ducks. Quack, quack, oops, 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 oops. Ah, Hollywood. Hollywood. Oh, no, null. You know what null means? You know what null means? It means void. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, there's void. It means, that's the word. Allegorical. That's the words. An allegory. An allegory. It's allegorical. Them are the words. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Read an allegorical. The void. Remember the void? It's empty and empty. It's null and void. It means the same thing, but they're telling you two different things there. Oh no, the Phantom. The Phantom of the Opera. Dream, 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 dream. When I want you in my arms, when I want you, and all your charms whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. What am I saying? Not in that dream. That's for someone special. What am I saying? What am I saying? There's a chest where? Where is there a chest? in the substitute mountains. Where is there a chest? Where is there a chest? In the substitute mountains of Santa Fe. No. Of Colorado. Oh. Of Wyoming. Of Utah. Idaho. Appalachians. Where is there a chest? I have 5 keys. I have 5 keys. 5 chests in substitute mountains. I can make you mine and taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. I turn to the left. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so. You're in the gap. I love you so. I'm shifting and drifting and moving with confidence. I like the way you move. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? Feed the world. Let them know it's Christmas time. Whee! Whee! To be confirmed. To be confirmed. Confirmed? Confirmed! I saw the first draft. What? Wait, what? Wait, wait, what did you say, Douglas? You what? You saw the first draft. What? Wait, what? Could you read what the poem said if you saw the first draft? I say, old chap, that's a bit telling. You saw the first draft. You saw the first substitute. You saw the first synonym. What was the first synonym? Well, if you saw the first draft, you would know that the first synonym would be the name of the place where the fuck thing was. I saw the first draft and I said, that's a little bit easy. See, that draft is very simple, but this draft is a bit more ooh. Ooh. Why? Why does that say draft? Why? Why does this say draft? And that say draft? But that looks like drought. It don't look like draft. It don't look like draft. But it says draft. It's right to fight for what you want, and no one can do more. For life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. That's the song from the title theme tune of The Flashing Blade. You maybe want to check it out because it's to be confirmed. Wink, wink at a homely girl. Wink, 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 wink. A wink. Here today, gone tomorrow. Oh no! Excuse me. There was a horse, and that horse was called Substitute. That horse was called Lightning. And that horse couldn't get out of its own way. I find it funny that I'm the only one who knows what I'm saying. The horse was called Lightning. He couldn't get out of his own way. Do 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 do. Life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. Ding, 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 ding. The end is ever drawing nigh. What did he do there? Listen, I'm just telling you the truth. And unfortunately for you, I'm not letting you work it out for yourself because you can't be fucking asked, apparently. What was he saying? The end is ever drawing near. What what did he just do? Did he just take the word near out and put in the word nigh? Oh, nigh means on the left. Nigh means on the left because that's the way you get on the horse. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. As much as any man can even out, someone is close. Someone is substitute. Someone is changing the fucking words. What does close mean? I've already told you. Someone is changing the words and they know what the answer is. And if you know what the answer is, go out in the woods and get it. It's right to fight for what you want, to live the way you please. Got to be exact. Got to be precise. Precise. You got to be precise. Got to be precise. Just telling you the truth. You don't want to hear it, but I will tell you anyway, because I'm a dead ringer for love. A dead ringer for love. Like two peas in a pod. Like two peas. Ah, they're agreeing. They're agreeing. What are they agreeing on? What does agreed mean? What does like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Let's get on that course. Be on a par. Are you on a par? Yes, it's par three. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. They like come. If it's a chord, I don't mind, but if it's this chord, nah. Clones. Clone. Oh, it's a spitting image, not a public image. According to who? Hoyle? Oh, they get to keep the house. They're aligned. And they like, come man, me want go home to the home of Brown, which is all in the same place. My counterpart. Ooh. A deep thinking searcher using logic. A old faithful searcher using logic. Substitutes? Synonyms? Using substitute and synonym. A old faithful searcher using substitute synonym. Deep is all faithful. So I'm telling the truth over and over and over again. And guess what? My truth is the original truth of Fenn speak. It explains what Major Forrest Burke Fenn was saying. And there is no arguing it because it's true. It's the truth. Dang, it's not a million miles away though. Like two peas in a pod. CO did a fucking video. Could be Colorado. Could be commanding officer. Could be blah, 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 blah. What am I saying? Blah. He's on a plane. Neck and neck. Ah, level pegging. He wanted to, what did he want to do? What did he really want? What was he saying? He wanted to level, remember, level means something else. He wanted to level the playing field. He wanted to substitute the playing field. Done. It's done. It's finished. Oh, it's finished. So, what are the variants? The YAHUAH, the substitute. Everything, not everything. The doppelganger, not everything. Dead ringer for love. Dead ringer for love. Oh dear, 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 dear. Am I going to get it right? This is the question. Where are you, Reed? It was never an issue in the family. Read me. I'm trying to find Reed. Where's it gone? Where are you now? Now that I need you, tears on my pillow. I did a one about Camp and Purse. This is just chest and foot. Oh man. Can you find it? No. Remember first one was an aid doodah. So he said, I can't find link. Read. I was a marble. Oh, it's nearly. A marble champion. Champion, the Wonder Horse. Champion. Should be. There's the way. Dang, I can't find. I want to give you hope out of depression. Shadow knows. Those men of synonyms. Those men of note. Well, I'm not going to bother. You know that it's here because I went over it enough times, but not Rima. There it is. What took it so long to find each other, baby? So read me. Read me. Read me now. How's that go? Oh, I can't think of the song. Feed me now. Little shop of horrors, little shop of horror, little shop of horrors. Feed me. Feed me. Read me what the poem says. Listen, you don't understand. You don't understand the word coming out of my mouth, says Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan in Rush Hour. You don't understand the words coming out of my mouth. Read me what the poem says. You don't understand what Forrest Fenn is saying because you don't use your imagination. You don't substitute anything, you don't synonym anything, and you have no idea what he's saying. But trust me, when he was in that interview and he said to K-Pro, Mike, Cynthia, and anyone else, Douglas Preston, I find it funny that I'm the only one that knows. And he's not the only one that knows. And if you think it's a hoax, then why are you still looking? Like he was talking to the finder. Who was that? Who was that? Like if you think it's a hoax, why are you still looking? People say the chest was never there, blah, etc., etc., etc. These words that you're seeing. He's using the words to tell you the truth, while hiding the truth from you. And you have no idea what the fuck he's saying because you don't want to make the effort to find out. And I am probably the only person that can read you what the poem says, which is the original, not the fake. The original, the first draft. Remember, you just saw draft. Douglas Preston saw the draft. The word for word. Don't worry, they won't solve it in 1,000 years because them people that entered the Thrill of the Chase are going to read that poem and think that if they solve the poem in the way that it is written, they're going to get the answer. And Forrest knew damn well, ain't no way, Jose. Never in a million years. You could have every solve that was done in the Thrill of the Chase, and none of them would be correct. And you could then ask another few thousand people to come up with different solves, and you would never get the solve in the Thrill of the Chase. Not in the way that it was done. And I know, because I came into it when 9 years of searching, 9 years of searching, 9 years of searching, nothing. Which means any solve that was done in those previous years can't be right. Can't be right. And I would estimate, don't like guessing, don't like assuming, that every solve was done. Every possible warm waters halt, however, listen, however abstract, was done. But that poem was not solved. Wasn't solved. Because everybody was solving it with, listen, with knowledge. They were solving it with knowledge. Their knowledge, listen please, their knowledge was the knowledge they had in the reading of that poem. Every word they remembered, every word, every fucking word they had in their head, and they could recite that poem. And that was their knowledge. And they based their solution on that knowledge. So when I come to the chase, excuse me, and I see that 9 years of that knowledge, of people using that knowledge to get fuck all, to get nothing, to get no answers, that knowledge, the thing that is supposed to help them find the chest, 9 years, thousands of people, nothing. That's impossible. And I was told it's difficult, but not impossible. But 9 years of people using that knowledge. Nothing? Hang on, nothing must be important. 9 years and nothing. Excuse me. My nose is running. 9 years and nothing. So, what's the difference that is needed? Remember, difference is there. What is the difference that is needed? The difference that is needed to get something. Something, listen, something ends the chase. If everybody for 9 years had nothing, what is the something that would end the chase? Apart from it being it. What is the something? Well, something is real. Like there's something. But the imagination is virtual. The imagination is not what you think it is. The imagination is limitless. The imagination could be anything. So what does that mean? What do those words mean? So in using my imagination, I was able to read what the poem really said without using knowledge. No, I did use knowledge, but not as the answer. Because remember, the answer is here somewhere. The answer is there. The answer is in the imagination. And the answers I already know. So I told you, looked up all the words, and then those words filter down to only so many words. It can only be one of these hundreds of fucking words. And then out of those hundreds of words, there has to be a place you can go where you can start. Has to be. Because that's the only way Forrest can give you the information. Has to tell you where it is. Has to. So now I have a place to start and I understand everything that's going on. If you think it's a hoax, why are you still looking? It must be obvious to you by now. Someone is close. Someone was in spitting distance. Each of those hints and clues that Forrest was giving sounded like gobbledygook to most people. But to me, it was an obvious, faithful, obvious clue. Hint. Remember, we just saw them here. Riches, new, old, etc. So the information in the book, stout-hearted, jumpstart, all of those, not all of those words, but words in the book that helped you with the words in the poem. Hints, remember, just all hint. The hints in the book would help with the clues, remember, same thing, hint, clues. When you go back to the other words that I've talked about, hints and clues, answers, secret. So you take all the information that you've got, use your imagination, you get the correct, remember, just seeing it, correct solve, which is what you needed. You get the winning solve, which is what you needed. But more importantly, out of all of this, you understand what Forrest Fenn is saying. Did the hot water affect the patina? Is a truthful statement when I change it. Remember, change, swap, shift, drift, adjust, analyze, adapt, all those words that he said. Move with confidence, all them things that he said. I understand. Well, if you have the blaze, if you have Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? I can't think that anyone's going to solve the poem by looking for the blaze first, which means the blaze is first. Has to be the thing that you need to find. Well, don't need to find, but the thing that you can find first. Because Forrest said it. He didn't think they would, but it was obviously possible. And begin is the blaze. And you can find it first. But you have to find it last. Because if you've been faithful and found the blaze, the beginning, the word begin it. If you've been faithful and found that word blaze, so you had faith in him, in everything that he said, in everything that was done within the thrill of the chase to help you understand what you got to do. If you were faithful, faith in a maverick, if you were faithful, you would find faithful within the thrill of the chase. If you were faithful, remember, thrill is life, the life of the chase. If you were faithful in life, this be confirmation. If you were faithful in life to the Father, remember, faithful, Meek. Faithful is meek. Confirmation. They will, already confirming what I'm saying before I'm saying it. The faithful to the true creator, the meek, will inherit the earth. The inheritance for the meek is already on the earth and will be given to the meek, the faithful, taken from those that are unfaithful, and given to the meek. The abundance of this will be given to the meek. Those that were faithful, those that listened, please listen, to the word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was Yah. Can't be God, can't be Jesus. The faithful, the meek, will inherit. Because they were faithful, they will inherit the earth. With Fprrest Fenn, because you were faithful, because it's all about being faithful. Because you have faith in a maverick. It's all about faithful. Got fuck all to do with anything other than that. Doesn't matter what idea that you've got in your head. Doesn't matter what truth you think there is. It doesn't matter what confirmation bias you have. It was about being faithful. Having faith in a maverick and being faithful. In life, it's about being faithful. Divine unions, about being faithful. About having some sort of morals, some sort of code, code. All of it is exactly the same, except different. Stories the same, only the names and places have changed. In the Bible, story is the same as the original, but the names and places have changed. It's not fucking Jerusalem. There's no J. It's impossible. It's only supposed to be difficult, not impossible. There's no River Jordan. There's no J. There's no Jesus. There's no John the Baptist. There's no Judah. There's no Judas. There's no none of that. And the places can't start with a J. They can't start with a J, and they can't have a J in it because there was no J. So the names and places have changed. They've changed. And in the chase, the names and places have changed. The book, the story, whatever it is. But it's changed to hide the truth. Not give you the truth. Hide it. To hide it. Not give you it. If you are reading the Bible for the truth of creation, you're fucked. It's there to hide the truth of creation. If you're reading the thrill of the chase to find a chest in the Rocky, you saw the word Rocky. If you're finding a chest to hide a chest that is hidden in the Rocky Mountains north of Santa Fe, in the way that it was said, you've got no fucking chance. And if you're using that poem in the way that it was written, you've got no fucking chance. Because you need to read it with your imagination. And if you get lost in the fucking con of all of it, Bible, thrill of the chase, don't matter. If you get lost in the con of all of it, go back to the beginning. What's the beginning? The beginning is before the lie. Before the lie. Here is the creation of earth. Father creates something from the energy. I think, therefore I am. Boom. Matter. I think, therefore I am. There's the beginning. That's it. I think, therefore I am, and there's the beginning. Matter. You go back to the beginning, you get the answers. But if you start halfway through, if you start after the lie and after the con, which is Greeks and Romans, Constantine, Caesar, and all that, changing everything, which is where you start, all you're bothered about is the Jesus bit. And you believe all of that is true. And you don't question the Adam and Eve start, which has to be bullshit. Now, listen, for solving the thrill of the chase, if you're using your confirmation bias, in life, it's Adam and Eve. If you start from that, you're fucked. Because it's easy to believe everything that comes after that. If you start in the thrill of the chase with that poem, you're fucked. because it's easy to believe those words you read, you can have an answer to. But you'll never get the correct answer because you're using the wrong information. In the Bible, you can't get the correct answer. You're using the wrong information. In the thrill of the chase, you can't get the correct answer because you're using the wrong information and you're using your bias to give you an answer to it. And in the Bible, you're using your bias to give you an answer to it. And what is the fucking treasure? The treasure is, I'd rather go to heaven than go to hell. I'd rather go to heaven than go to hell. So that keeps you believing in your bias that there is a good that will stop you going to hell, and there is an evil that will send you to heaven, or a bad that will send you to heaven. Like, you can't be bad because you'll go to heaven. Bullshit. Now, last thing I'm going to say, don't mess with my poem. Told you what mess means, but don't mess with my poem. Only in your imagination can you solve that poem. Only in them synonyms, and only, you don't need to touch the fucking poem. You don't need to change the poem. You don't need to mess with anything. Rabbit hole. You don't need to mess with anything. You just have to imagine, Rocky, imagine, read me what the poem says, substitute me, what the poem says. You imagine the different words, word for word. Those are the fucking truth. So in your imagination, word for word, you can read that poem and no one, listen, fuck's sake, listen. No one can challenge it because where is it? Where is the answer that Fprrest Fenn had? Where did he keep it? Where did he keep it? Was it written down? No. It was in his head. Where are you going to find it? Listen, listen, please listen. Where are you going to find it? In your head. You are not going to find it. You are not going to find it where you're looking. It's in your head. You find it. That I'm not lying. That's where you find it. It's the only place you can find it. Because in your imagination, only fucking in your imagination, only. Life for real, the one consciousness, life for real, and the thrill of the chase, the only fucking place you will find the treasure is inside. My heart is in Wyoming. The only place you will find that fucking treasure, the only place. I know Street says thought, but it's not thought in that sense. You find it in your imagination. You have to find a place. You have to find the place that Fprrest Fenn hid it. Now, if no one can think his thoughts, and you can't think his thoughts, and no one can think his thoughts, and you can't think his thoughts, he has to tell you. He told you imagination is more important than knowledge. You had to find it in your imagination. But you had to find it. You had to go deep, a deep imagination thinking, a deep thinking searcher, logical, you just saw it, using logic, a deep thinking searcher using logic, deep is all faithful, logical is substitutes, using synonyms, using substitutes, a old faithful searcher using substitutes, synonyms, will be able to solve the poem. Will be able to solve the poem. So if you using substitute synonyms, if you using synonyms, logical, if you're logical, if you are fucking logical and you are imagining Old Faithful, you can solve that poem, but only doing that. That's what Forrest said. He didn't say only doing that, but his statement was a deep thinking searcher using logic can solve the poem. Now, there's nobody else that was an Old Faithful searcher being logical that was able to solve that poem. And they didn't find it in their head the way they were supposed. They think they found it on the land. They think they found it somewhere. It doesn't exist somewhere. It exists in the imagination. Where is Father? Where is he? Where is he? Tell me where he is. Where is he? Where is he? What's the actual location that he is? What's the treasure? What do you need to be? So, with being faithful and finding it in your imagination, not in your thought, just in your head, just in your imagination, just in the words. In the beginning was the word, just in the words that you were given to know what is true. Remember these synonyms? True is one of those synonyms to find out what is true, to find out the truth. So you find the truth in your imagination, not in your thoughts. They're not thoughts. In your imagination, because they are the substitute of the words that you were given by the Creator. Now, with what Trusted said, which is what I was trying to say to him, if you're talking about the con and the lie, if you're talking about the con and the lie, the information you're given that you're using to base your solution on is a con, is a lie. In the thrill of the chase and in the Bible, your conclusion is based on that con. Whatever answer you come to, whatever answer you come to is based on false information. Whatever answer you come to. So whatever answer that is, it doesn't matter what the answer is. It doesn't matter how biased you are for the answer. It doesn't matter how much you convince people that what your answer is correct. It was based on false information. So you may have the best solve ever, the best conclusion to the information that you've read. But the information that you've read was already a lie. You have solved a lie. You have made an answer of the false information that you were given and claim that that answer is correct. What? Wait, what? No, wait, what? You started with a lie, come up with an answer to that lie, and say that that lie, the answer of that lie explains everything. What? You started with a lie, found an answer to the lie, and claim that that answer explains everything. That's impossible. If you started with a lie, the answer you have is a lie. Which is, if you get lost, go back to the beginning, which is one name for eternity. You start with, in the beginning was the word. You start with that. What's the word? What's the word? Beginning. In the beginning was the word. Begin it where? Where do you begin it? You begin it at the beginning. What is the beginning? The beginning is the blaze. The beginning is the word. Begin is blaze. That's where you start. You start at the blaze. You finish at the blaze. You know the place for the first time. You start with can't be anything else. Can't be anything else based on the information you've got. YHVH. If the beginning of everything, if the beginning of everything is YHVH, if the beginning of everything is if the beginning of the beginning is YHVH, then that can only be Yahuwah. It can only be that. Can't be anything else. Can't be God. Can't be Elohim. Can't be fucking Adonai. Can't be bloody Jehovah. Can't be Yahweh. Can't be Lord. Can't be Jesus. Can't be any of those. One name for eternity. Can't be anything else. Don't make up what you want to be true. Don't make up it because you want it to be true. Listen to what was said. One name, just one name, nothing else. One name. Because if you do anything else, you are worshipping false idols. Those are the words from the person that created it. So it starts with Yahuwah, divine. Is it our? Can't remember what Uah means. But the word Yah, then the U, and then the AH. Then his son, YAHUSHAH, is divine protection, which is a place in Galilee. Bethlehem, remember? A place in Galilee, Usha. There's a truth that exists behind the lie. The information that you're reading is the lie, but behind that lie, there's a truth. Behind the lie of the poem, there is a truth. And you won't find that truth with the knowledge that you have of the poem. And you won't find that truth with the knowledge that you have of the Bible. You just won't. It's not written for you to find the truth. It's written for you to believe the lie. You're supposed to believe the lie. You're supposed to be the fish. Another one. You're not supposed to be the fisherman. You're not supposed to be the fisherman. You're supposed to be the fish. And as long as you go for the lure, you are the fish. And until you go back to the beginning and become the fucking rod, and the fisherman who put the lure on the rod, who is the fisherman that put the lure on the rod? What father? It would be the evil that put the fucking lure on the rod. Because the evil wants to catch the fish for their own benefit, not for your benefit. As a fish, you're happy swimming around. But Satan, devil, whatever you want to call Beelzebub, fucking Baal, whatever you want to call him, Lucifer, I don't give a shit. That's the only being that will benefit from catching a fish. You're already the creation of Father. He doesn't need to catch you. You already belong to him. You're already the creation of Father. And he said, there you go, swim off, enjoy yourself, have a great time. The only being that wants you to come back with a lure is the evil. You've been given your freedom. You've been created and told, there you go, enjoy yourself. The only person that is enslaving you is the fisherman. Because as a fish, you are free to do whatever you want, to behave in a way that you want. And if you're faithful to the Father, he will ensure that you have everything that you need without any lies, tricks, or cons. If you're faithful to the Father, you will have everything you need. What does a fish need? What does a fish need? Outside of itself, what does it need? Nothing. Why does it need the lure? Like it has everything that it wants. It will grow. It will be born. It will feed and grow. It will mate, have kids, grow old, and die. Unless it's caught by a fisherman, who will then use it for whatever it wants, in whichever way that it wants. It could just catch it, trap it, put it in a pond, but leave it trapped in that little pond where it can't grow because it'll grow to whatever size the pond is. Or it will outgrow the pond and the fisherman will end up eating it, or whatever it is. But no fisherman is fishing for the benefit of the fish. And I say that in the fisherman type, not those that want to save fish, collect a whole load of fish, put them into a new place and, help them to grow. Don't mean those sort of people. I mean somebody who wants to catch a fish, knock it over the head and eat it, or catch fish and put them somewhere else for their benefit, not for the fish's benefit. So whoever created the fish doesn't need to go fishing, has no interest in doing anything to the fish that were created. There they go, enjoy yourself. Now, if somebody puts a fucking chest in the Rocky Mountains and they tell you it is a lure, listen, two different things. Two different things. I've put a chest in the Rocky Mountains and I want somebody to benefit because I did that. And when they get that, great. And I put in a chest in the Rocky Mountains and it's a lure. Hang on. And you could go home with a chest that is too heavy for one person to carry. It means there's something else at play. There's another reason why this is done. Something else is supposed to happen. Is that good? Is that bad? What happens? Listen, someone's supposed to find it. Someone's supposed to either find it or solve the poem. Because it's there for a lure. It's like, you don't put a lure out to be hidden. There's no sense in that. Like, I'm making a lure, but nobody's ever going to see it. No one's ever going to see it. Hide it. Don't let anybody see it. Don't let anybody see this lure. That's pointless. Pointless. I put a lure out, but I don't want to see it. So if there's a lure out, somebody's going to have to see it. People are going to have to. So there's a reason it was done. Even Major Forrest Burke, if they knew it or not, don't know. I'm not him. But I do know, divine planning, divine timing, it's real. Forrest might not do that, antagonistic freedom and all that, but I do know there is a plan. And I do know that somebody says, I can't stop it even if I wanted to. Because something ends the chase. Something ends the chase. So the chest is just a lure. Forrest can't just go and get that chest and bring it back. And something other than somebody finding that chest is going to end the chase. Something other than somebody finding the chest is going to end it. And Forrest can't end it himself. There was never going to be a point. Listen, there was never going to be a point that if somebody found the chest, the chase would end. I can't end it, and something ends the chase. So there's never going to be a point when somebody found the chest that the chase would end, because something has to end it. It will continue until something, and not somebody finds a chest. Like, what's going to happen when you go, Forrest? It will continue until something ends it. Not, well, it'll just go on until somebody finds it. It will just go on until somebody finds it. I'm not bothered about chess. I'm bothered about the connection between the life of the chase and our life of the chase. We're told we need to chase and we don't. We're told the thrill of the chase, the thrill of life, the life of the chase, the life of life. No, I think, does chase mean life? The life of the chase. However that is. You're not meant to chase. You're meant to attract. You don't need to find anything. It's already there for you. Remember the fish? You're in that stream, river, sea, ocean, whatever. And everything is there for you to need. Everything. Including food. Like as a fish, you're food for other fish. You're food for other fish. As an animal, you're food for other animals. That's it. That's how it's set up. Like it's set up in such a way that everything is perfect. Everything feeds off everything else, and man gets dominion. That's how it's set up. That's how it's set up. Not me trying to say anything, not me trying to prove anything, not the way that I want it to be, not the way that I think it should be. That's just the way it's set up. Because it works. It's set up to work. The thrill of the chase was set up to work in the way that it works. Life is set up to work in the way that it works. Everything feeds off something else in order that it survives. That's the way it's set up. And if you take something out of the equation, deck of cards, all falls apart. House of cards. Because once you take something out of the food chain, whatever was feeding off that can't survive. Can't survive. That's why animals go extinct. Because man fucked about with the environment, took away the land, the vegetation, the animals, the insects, whatever was in that area, and whatever fed off them dies. No food. So whenever we do anything, we need to take into account the environment and how we can adapt to live in that environment without impacting the environment. But once, listen, please listen. Once you, as humans, go into an environment and you decide to let there be more rats than there are, blah, 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 you get inundated with rats and it becomes a problem. Like once you take out the predator in that environment, it gets overrun with whatever that predator was controlling, because that's how it's set up. It's set up to work perfectly without anybody interfering. But once you interfere with something, it fucks it over. So I keep going back to the same things. The Aborigines, the Native American Indians, they understood. Whilst we live on this earth as caretakers, and we are able to use everything around us, we must honor, respect, and use all of it. They use the bones, use the flesh, the blood, whatever it is, they use it all. And they honor whatever it is that it has been done. The spirits that exist all around us, the animals that exist all around us, the trees, the plants, the flowers, all of it. All of it. But once you start, listen, it's in the history. The proof is in the history. Once you start, like the white man did, come in and slaughter the buffalo, the bison, whatever it is, all goes to shit. Once you take out the wolves, all goes to shit. Once you take out the whatever, all goes to shit. Because our environment is set up in such a way that the animals, the insects, the flowers, the trees, are designed to thrive in that place. That's what it's there for. They're designed to thrive in that place. And once you take it out, once you intervene with what Father has already decreed, his choice. Like, if you start changing things, you're saying, well, my idea is better than the creator, the person that set it all up, the person that made it chef's kiss, the person that made it perfect. You're saying that you know better. In the thrill of the chase, no, you don't know better than the creator. You don't. And if you can't think what the creator thought, which is what he said, you can't think my thoughts. Trust the process. Don't think that you know better. Don't think that you know better than Fprrest. Don't think that you know better than the creator. Trust the process. So what is the process? Well, Father Creator tells you this is the process. Scripture, whatever it is, 10 Commandments, whatever it is, this is the process. Creator of the chase says, this is the method. Remember, you've seen it method, way. This is the way. This is the way. Create a way for the chase. Create a way for life. This is the way. This is the way that you do it. This is the only way you will get the fucking treasure. This is the only way you will get the treasure. And if you think for one moment that you are going to beat the creator, because that's what they did in the chase, I'm going to beat Fenn. If you think for one moment that you're going to beat Father, you're fucked. It is going to bite you up the fucking arse sooner than you can fucking say Jack the Lad. You ain't never going to beat Father. You ain't never going to beat Fenn. You're just going to have to fucking listen and sit the fuck down. Because if you think you're going to beat either of them, ain't going to happen. It's too precise. It's too perfect. It's done in a way that is going to work, and it's done with a plan, and it's done with divine timing. That's it. And you ain't never going to fuck with it. Because whoever it is, wants to come up against the creator, Fenn, Father, doesn't matter. Whoever is going to come up against them, better fucking well have listened to them. Because I know, without a shadow of doubt, remember the shadow knows, Wingman knows, I know without a shadow of doubt, there is a hold card for both of them. And they will try to make it happen the way that it's supposed to happen. Because the future cannot affect the future. It's already written. No such thing as time. It's already written. And if you think the future that is already written, that already has the answers, it's already taken place, remember? It's already happened. It's already happened outside of your view. If you think that you, as an outsider, can come in and change it, no. It already happened. That's why they know what the answers are. Because it already happened. That's why they know what the answers are. Because it's already happened. They are in the future and they already see or know through the universe that this is what's happened. That's it. You're not going to fuck the creator over who tells you the answers I already know. Who tells you if you get lost, go back to the beginning. Because they already know what the answer is. They're the people that set it up. They're the people who know exactly how things unfold. And if for 1 minute you think that you are better than that, then you're in trouble. Big trouble. Because at some point, you will get sat the fuck down. Even if it doesn't happen straight away, you will get sat the fuck down. Now, I have no issue with the devil. I have no issue. I have no issue with the angels. I have no issue with my ancestors or your fucking ancestors. I have no issue with anyone. Remember, not an issue in the family. I have no issue. I expect you to live the life that you expect to live, that you want to live, that you choose to live, because everything has free will. Everything. I have no issue with people living the way that they want to live, but I have issue with people not listening to the truth, and I have issue with those that hurt those things that I love. I have issue with that. Absolutely do. And I would expect, without a shadow of doubt, that justice will prevail for those people. And the lessons that need to be learned will come into effect. Now, some call it karma and call it punishment. I call it lessons. And I call it justice. And I don't see justice in the law that man has created. I just see bullshit. I see the rich getting richer and the poor getting fucked over. I even see the rich getting fucked over. Just saw a post about FIFA charging 3,000 whatever dollars or whatever it is, euros, for the tickets to the World Cup final. $3,000, 3,000 euro. Are you kidding me? Like, to go and watch a football match would cost at the most 60 to 100 to watch a football match. Even if you doubled that to 200, like just because you're a greedy fucking son of a bitch. No, not because you're a greedy son of a bitch, because it costs a lot to put on the event. Slightly different, so you add more money. Even if you doubled it to $200, 200 euros, that would be something. And if you were greedy, you made it 300. That would be something. And if you were really greedy, you made it 500, because that would be something. But 3,000, over 3,000 euros for a ticket. What are you telling people? You don't give a fuck about them. You want them to suffer. You want them to be in angst. You want them to be fucking so fed up, because all you've done is allowed only the well-off to go to these events. Only the well-off. Those people that probably don't give a shit, probably never go to matches, and if they go, it's because they can afford to go, not because they're loyal, because they can afford, because they have loads of money. And you say, well, because you've got loads of money and you can come to these football matches, we will give you preference to pay $3,000 to come to 3,000 euros to come to this football match. Hang on. Since when does having a lot of money make you loyal? It just makes you have a lot of money. It doesn't say you're more loyal than somebody who can't afford to go to one match for 100 euros, let alone 3,000 euros. And by loyal, I mean love the team, love the fucking country that they live in, and would give anything if they could see one match, let alone go to all of them because they have the money to. So this bullshit in this world that says you are loyal if you can come to every match? What? You're no more loyal than a person who can go to one match. You're just able to go because you've got more money. And you're able to get preferential treatment because you've got more money. You ain't more loyal. And that's how this world works. If you are part of the system, you will be treated favorably. And if you are not part of the system, you will be ignored. You will be trod of and kicked the fuck around. The only part you will play is if you are part of the stewards or the catering staff or whatever it is. That's the only way you'll get to see it. This world needs to change. And the average Joe should not be fucked over day in and day out. I talk about football, it could be anything. We need to understand that you're not any fucking better because you have money. You are not better. Remember Fprrest said, we're a better family, smart mum and dad. You're not any better, not any wiser, not any smarter, not any better looking, not any anything, just because you have money. Well, you may be richer, but that's the only thing that you are. But of all the other stuff, it doesn't make you a different human being or a good human being. I'm not saying that those people that can afford it aren't good human beings. I'm saying the people that set it up aren't good human beings. The people that set it up are favoring certain people for whatever it is, whatever the event is, however it is, doesn't matter whether it's a music concert or, a chess tournament, whatever it is. When you start deciding that people are more loyal because they can afford to go to matches, it's fucking pathetic. Absolutely pathetic when you make that statement. Like, you can get first choice because you've gone to this match, this match, this match, this match in the past few months or years. And that makes you more loyal. I don't fucking think so. So yes, the world is not run the way that we would like. And part of it is to do with Father, the Creator. And part of it is to do with fishing. Persons that just set out the lures to fuck the fish over. And we have to know the difference. Now, I know from my understanding of words that the truth can only be found in the correct words. You need a correct solve. You need to be faithful to the word, because in the beginning was the word. The story is real, the treasure is real. The story is faithful, the treasure is faithful. You need faith in a maverick. It's all about being faithful. The whole thing's about being faithful. Life, the Bible, or, religion, whatever it is, it's all about being faithful. But you need to be faithful to the right thing. There is only, as with the thrill of the chase, there is only one solution. Are you listening? There is only one solution. There can only be one solver. There can only be one creator. There can only be one answer. So, within the thrill of the chase, if every solve is a religion, if every solve is a religion, then it doesn't matter how many people follow that religion. If trusted solve is a religion, and he explains his soul to 1,000,000 people, and 3,000 people say, yep, that's the best soul. I'm not picking on first, I'm just saying. That's the soul. 3,000 people believe that that is the soul. Then trusted religion gets 3,000 people. If 5-leaf solve, Yarden, which is Jordan in the Bible, Yarden, if that solve gets 6,000, got more than trusted, there's another religion, there's more people that follow that solve. And so we do it until the 1,000,000 is done. None of those religions are correct, even though it has followers. They follow, they're faithful, but they're all wrong because they're following a lie. All of those religions are based on the original lie. As Trusted said, it's a con, it's a lie. The words that you read have been synonym, they've been changed. The religion that you follow is not true because those words were changed. They're not the original, they're not the beginning. So it doesn't matter how many people follow in all of those religions from the souls of the thrill of the chase. They started with false information, created a false religion, and create false messiahs and false followers. Doesn't matter how many follow them, they're all false because it's based on, what is it, Trusted? It's based on a lie. It's based on a con. You can't solve it. You can't get the right creator creating in the way that it was created by following that lie. And the same with the Bible. It's created on a lie, a con, and you won't get the right creator and the right treasure because you are following a lie. It doesn't matter how faithful you are, it doesn't. This is all about being faithful. This is all about a true story. The story is real, the treasure is real, we're told. And in order to get the treasure, you have to be faithful. You have to be faithful. You have to have faith in a maverick. But if you believe the lie, which is what you're told in the Bible, you're told it's going to be a lie, you're told there's going to be false idols, false prophets, false this, false that, false the other. What do we have in the chase? We have the creator that nobody knows now, disappeared. And we have a false answer to the treasure. And Jack, the Messiah, disappeared. And has not proven the truth of the story that we've been given. Bible, Jesus, can't prove the proof of the story that was given, but everybody can have faith that that's the case. Everybody has to believe that Jack is the finder that found it at 9 Mile Hole. Now, in both cases, we know that is impossible. J, nothing. So we know that a J is supposed to be the chosen. And we know that J is supposed to be the chosen, but it's based on a liar con. But this J in the thrill of the chase said, Forrest, is this the chest in the book, The Thrill of the Chase? Yes. Which means this J is claiming to have found the one bit of truth that was in the thrill of the chase. It is the chest that was in the book, The Thrill of the Chase, and not the treasure that was on offer. And this J is claiming to have resurrected and will come back without the real treasure, which is Christ consciousness. This J is not Christ. This J was talking about Christ. Is this the treasure that is in the scripture? Christ consciousness. Father. Yes. But he hasn't got it. He never had it. He is not it. He is not the Christ consciousness. He is talking about the Christ consciousness. Jesus Krishna, Jesus Christ, made up by Constantine. He is not the Christ. Doesn't have the treasure, Christ consciousness. Jack doesn't have the original treasure. He has a fake chest, fake treasure. Jesus is fake. No one in the Bible, no one, not one fucking person. I'm not talking about scripture. I'm talking about the Bible. Remember, the story's the same, just the names and places have changed. Nobody in the Bible who believes in the Bible, who believes in God and Jesus, has the real treasure. To get the real treasure, you need to go back to the beginning. YAHUAH, YAHUSHAH. To get the real treasure in the thrill of the chase, you have to go back to the beginning. The blaze. What was the blaze? Jack did not find the blaze. Tells you. He pretty much says, I stumbled on that treasure. That's pretty much what he says. I stumbled on it. A thing that Fprrest said, you could remember, Father says one thing, Fprrest says something, it's the same sort of thing. A thing that Fprrest says, you won't stumble on it. I have one name for eternity, one blaze, one name for eternity. You're not going to stumble on that name for eternity. It's that name for eternity. No other name. It's this name and nothing else. It's this blaze and nothing else. And you won't stumble on that chest. And yet Jack did. Jack did. So there are two stories, excuse me, confirmation about creation. And both of them leave you struggling to find who is the creator and what is the real treasure. Here's the confirmation. Who is the creator? Who is the real creator? Remember, hope nobody ever finds out. We have whoever you want to call him, Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, the devil. We have him as the creator pretending to be God, not pretend to be God, God and Jesus, as opposed to Yah and Yahuwah, YAHUSHAH, YAHUWAH and YAHUSHAH. We have God and Jesus pretending to be YAHUWAH and YAHUSHAH. And we have Fprrest saying, I hope nobody ever finds out who the real Fenn is. So we don't know who the real creator is. And we have a false, not son of the creator, a false messiah type person. A false, oh, he found it. Oh, worship him, he found it. So we have that scenario that we don't know who the creator is, the real creator. We don't know that. And we're following and believing someone that is supposed to have done the impossible. Because it's a lie. The thrill of the chase is fake in the way that it's written, and the Bible is fake in the way that it's written. And unless and until you go back to, here it is, read me what the poem says, read me what the scripture says, and it's game over. It cannot be Cannot be. Cannot be. Anything that has a J in it can't be, because there was no J till 1524. So that one word, in the beginning was the word. That one word has to be the truth. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Rejoice Yah. That's what it means. Now, if people at the beginning of whatever it was, writing this information, were praising someone called Yah, you can bet $1 million his name was not God. His name was not Yahweh. His name was not Jehovah. His name was not Lord. His name was not anything other than Yah. Hallelujah. Wasn't any of those others. And if it began with a J, it's impossible, because there was no J. There was only a Y. There's only a Y. So it means at the very beginning, the blaze, the word, in the beginning was the word, it had a Y in it. So rejoice Yah, praise Yah as a beginning word. Now, if you don't have the beginning, remember, if you don't have beginning where warm waters halt, you have Jack. I told you this already in my videos. You have nothing. Jack. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Niente. Have nothing. And if you fucking believe God and Jesus, you have nothing, because it's all based on a con, a lie. You have to go back to the beginning to get the right answer. The right answer is the blaze. Begin it where warm waters halt. Begin is blaze. And it is old, faithful, that is comfortable to Fprrest. So you get the blaze at begin and you start. If you can't read me what the poem says, it will never be game over, ever. And if you read the poem in the way that it's written, you are using the knowledge of the poem and not the imagination you're supposed to use. And if you start out with the con and the lie, you end up with an answer to the con and the lie. In the Bible, if you start out with the con and the lie, you end up with the answer, the con and the lie. And the answer to the con and the lie is what? What is the answer to the con and the lie in the Bible? It is that this Jesus is going to come back and save you. He's going to be your God. He's going to come back and save you. But if he's not originally your God, the truth, remember, you've based this on a lie. If this lie is going to come back and save you as a lie, what's going to happen to the fish that follow this law? What's going to happen to them? That's what's going to happen to them. And this lie that comes to save you ain't going to give a shit. You shouldn't have listened. You shouldn't have fell for the con. So I tell you the truth. Tell you the truth. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what you think of the truth. It's the truth, and that's it. Nothing I can do about the truth. Nothing. It doesn't matter whether I believe it. Well, I believe it. It doesn't matter whether I like it or believe in it. It just matters that it is the truth. It's the truth. Until someone can go further back to a newer beginning, a different truth. But the truth of the information that we have is that truth. If there is a different con, remember, I'm only going by the information that we have that can be the truth. If there are different words elsewhere at some other point in time that take you back 1 billion years and somebody wrote the truth then I will use that as the truth. But for right now, there is a rock. Where is it? Begins with M or something. There is a rock that has a tablet on it. It's written in stone. Mahens, something like that. Can't work it out. That has the story of Yahuwah and the dream. So the dream that Joseph, did Joseph have the dream? Yahushaah, or something like that, the name is Yahushaah. Whoever that is that had the dream about the seven barren years and the good years, and was translated. So type that in about the seven on a stone, a rock, like Fenn rock, written, and it has that story, that parable or whatever it's called on it. And that is the truth. Like the truth written on that stone. You don't write a whole load of bullshit on that stone, on a stone. Like it's taller than me, and lots of information. You don't spend all that time writing that out if it's just a joke, if it's not real. So if you want, look that up. It's about the dream, the 7 years of famine. But his name's not Joseph because there's no J. It's Yahushaah or something like that. Yahus, again, going back to Yah, but it's something like that. So the truth is written on a flipping big rock. Not kidding you, it's a big rock, not a little tiny tablet, a big rock. Bigger than Fenn rock, probably, or probably the same size. I don't know. Maybe Fenn knew what the size was. I don't know. But it has the truth of that part of the not Bible, scripture, because the Bible is copied scripture. The stories are straight. The story is the same. Only the names and places have changed. So the story will be the same. Had a dream, wanted the solution to the dream, was told what it meant. Like that story is the same, but the names and the places have changed because now they have a J or whatever it is that was changed. So I'll leave it at that. There it is. The pirate. So we have the information that's true. We have the information that's true. And if we follow it precisely, we get a truthful answer. If we follow it as the con that it is, we get the false answer. It's that simple. Unless you go, listen, unless you go back to the beginning, take the con, take the information that you have that you believe to be knowledge, and take it back to the beginning, the first draft. We saw the word draft. Take it back to the first draft because Douglas saw the first draft and thought it was simple, easy. It's the same thing. Means all faithful. So he saw the first draft, the substitute, and thought it was all faithful. And Forrest said, don't worry, they won't find it for 1,000 years or whatever. So you've been given the information that's true, but because you can't use your imagination, you want to go with the knowledge that you've got, which is the con, you get a wrong soul, a counterfeit soul, because you use counterfeit information, a false soul with false information, a fake soul with fake information, until you use your imagination and read what the poem says, and it's game over. If you read the poem with the knowledge that you have, that is the way to solve the poem, you have a fake poem and you have a fake. So I'm not lying. Here's the information right in front of you. Right in front of you. Here is the information. So I don't know what to say to you. You don't want to believe, you don't want to believe, but you claim to be a solver of a poem that is fake. So you're a fake solver. Your effort will be, you've had be and you've had worth. Is there a word that is key? Yes. Is that word in the poem? Yes. But you need all of them. Is there a word in the poem that is key? Yes. You can have a key word. Now you can have a word that is key. So this word is important because it's important to know what is worth knowing and what isn't. Have a word that is important. Again, it goes back to Old Faithful. Same thing, same thing. Each time you do it, it goes back to Old Faithful. Each time you look at the Bible, it goes back to the faithful. And those faithful who believe that the Father said, don't worship false idols. He will come in his own name and you will follow him. He told you the truth. If you want to believe that the person who comes in their own name, not in a name that people don't know, in his own name, and you will follow him. The false prophets, the false Messiah, the false this, the false that, the false finder, the false location, the false treasure. Sound familiar? So you're given the information in how to work out the thrill. What does thrill mean? The bullshit of life. Whatever thrill means, the thrill of life or the thrill of the chase. Nope. But it does mean faithful. And if you're faithful to, look up what life means. You'll see the truth. The truth. The truth is on fire. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you for watching. All those subscribers, I appreciate you. You know, I probably should shout out more often to the people that are subscribed, but well, there is no but. I should shout out. I haven't done this for likes. I haven't done it for subscribers. I don't do it for recognition. I do it because it's the truth and I'm supposed to tell you the truth. That's it. That's it. And not out of duty, not out of a job, but because we all deserve to be happy. Remember, happiness is the part. We all deserve to be happy. What does happiness mean? We all deserve to be happy. So if I don't tell you, how the fuck are you going to be happy? Now, some people be happy living a shit life, not knowing the truth, you know, the ignorance is bliss sort of stuff. Some people will be happy not knowing that, but they don't realize how happy they can be. But I can tell you now, whoever you think, remember, whoever you think is going to save you, ain't going to save you. They're just fishermen using the lure to take your energy and whatever else they can get from you. There I am. No, that's not right. That's right. So take care, everyone. Ciao for now.